And welcome back to the special edition of Hannity. Now, during my wide-ranging interview with California Governor Gavin Newsom, we discussed his state's population loss, tax regulations, even Joe Biden's foreign policy. Here's that part of the conversation. This is my premise.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I listen to you. I admire your passion. I do. And I look at your policies, and I look at your income tax, and I look at the migration, and I look at the crime, and I look at the homelessness, and I look at, you do have a big budget deficit this year. You had a surplus the last 2 years.
Massive.
COVID didn't hurt, COVID monies. And I look at the quality.
By the way, those surpluses were not federal transfers. Not $1 of the 177 was federal transfers.
Let me just finish this. I lived in this state for 5 years. And one of the most beautiful places on earth. I was the poorest person in Santa Barbara at the time. I had no money. And it is a beautiful location.
Yeah.
And I would argue respectfully, Governor, that if it weren't for the taxation, the regulation, if it weren't for the high cost of living, if it weren't for quality of life issues that we're discussing, if more conservative principles were applied, on law and order, on the economy,
probably have higher
on less redistribution, which you seem to support, I would imagine wealthy companies and people would be less inclined to leave.
No.
You would disagree?
Yeah, I mean, look at the facts. We're on our way to be the fourth largest economy in the world. This belies all of that rhetoric, everything you just said. Look at the progress in the state.
But the migration numbers don't belie that?
They were anomalous in the last few years, and they've already slowed down. There's been 3 independent studies, Sean. You should take a look at them, including a brand new one from UCLA that has talked about fundamental reasons.
You're asking me to look at a UCLA study?
No, but the point,
seriously?
But my point is,
why don't we make it UC
I'm interested in the facts, not the assertions. I mean, again, we were number 10 on that list. You didn't talk about all those red states that have opposite policies that you embrace. Something clearly is not working right in those states.
Which states?
Mississippi, you've got Louisiana, West Virginia, that all had higher population loss. I'm happy to engage continually.
You're talking on a per capita basis.
I'm talking on a per capita basis. By the way, I don't know what else matters. More Floridians moving to California than Floridians that came from California.
But if you look at the cost of a U-Haul, and you take a U-Haul from Los Angeles or San Francisco to Texas, it's going to cost you about we looked into this, $2,000, $2,500. Now, if you take it,
time on something else.
If you take it, same U-Haul from Texas to California, you're paying $400 because you're doing U-Haul a favor.
There's no other
state. Say something?
There's no other state where more opportunity presents itself in the state of California. It's just a fact. I mean, look at our GDP growth. Look at our innovation. Look at the entrepreneurial spirit here. It's second to none. Look at our natural beauty. It doesn't exist anywhere else in the world.
You're right about that.
And
I agree with you.
There were we didn't just establish a 13.3% for the 1% tax.
It's been there 10 years.
It's been there 10 years. There's been no new tax increases. I've actually reduced the regulatory burden.
It's the highest in the country, Gavin.
You know, it's the highest for the 1%. And it hasn't stopped in the last. But no, Sean.
Let's deal with that.
In the last decade, since we established that tax rate, California's GDP has been 3.1%, the nation 2.1%. How do you square that circle?
It's interesting you say that. So Governor Cuomo once said, tax the rich, tax the rich, tax the rich, tax the rich. We taxed them, and they're leaving.
I don't talk like that. I've never been saying tax the rich.
You just said it in this interview.
I said 10 years ago we had 13.3% for the 1%.
Right.
And I'm not ashamed by a progressive tax rate that actually protects middle class.
How much
I'm proud of the fact that we're protecting the middle class. I'm proud of the fact that working families are treated better in California than they are in conservative states and places like Texas. The bottom 10% are treated better in California than they are in Florida. Who are you for?
But who's paying that? Who's paying for the Medi-Cal $2.7 billion?
And the opportunities here are endless, and people move in from around the world for riches and new beginnings. This is a remarkable place. Some of the most iconic companies starting here, more IPOs, 1,000 IPOs in the last decade. How is that possible with that tax rate?
I hear every talking...
3 times more than Florida. These are not talking points, they're facts.
I hear every point, I'll be fair, every point you're making.
Yeah.
But it does not negate this fact. You are the only governor in the history of this state that has had significant erosion, a net loss of population.
0.3% during COVID. My gosh, come on.
I'm asking, no,
put this in perspective.
This is
the last few years.
I just gave you 2021 and 2022 numbers.
The anxiety over the last few years, and by the way, I don't want to, if you want to get into these 3 independent studies about outmigration, and I gave you some
UCLA
facts
study?
about, no, there's 3.
Okay.
That was one of them. That's the latest.
Yeah.
And I talked to you about how many Floridians per capita are moving more to California.
I'll up your ante with the Hoover Institute study. Is that fair?
Well, no, fair point.
Yeah.
And I appreciate a lot of the work they do, and a lot of it's just complete nonsense. Look, here's my point. Here's my point. I've been hearing these same points, certainly from Fox, for decades. You're on a doom loop about California.
No, I'm not a doom loop.
Why are you talking about the 9 out of 10 red states that have our
You know what I'd like to do
rates?
again? One time in my life, I took the Pacific Coast Highway. I rode the whole thing.
Spectacular.
Spectacular.
Yes.
Beautiful. Santa Barbara, I was poor, but I was happy. I loved it.
You can afford a house in Montecito now.
I probably could, actually. Yeah, I could. Which I
And
could
lower
early.
property taxes.
I'm going to
higher
live right
quality
next to
of life.
Harry and Meghan and Oprah. I'm sure they'll be happy. There goes the neighborhood. Hannity moved in. You know, I know we're not going to agree, but I just have a premise. I couldn't get 10% if I ran for governor in your state. Couldn't win 10% in New York either, where I live, unfortunately.
Maybe.
By the way,
I mean, if you change your policies, you can. I mean, you moderate them. You moderate them. Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about, you mentioned so many times about the 1% paying the 50% of the state income tax.
We're proud of that.
Fair enough.
No, we're proud of those entrepreneurs. We're proud of those dreamers. We're proud of those risk takers. I'm a small business person. I've started 21 companies, 1,000 employees.
You're a great businessman.
No, but it's like, this is in my DNA. I'm passionate about that.
So
California never held me back. It gave me every opportunity in the world.
Right.
All these folks, Elon Musk, Tesla, exists because of California's regulatory framework.
Why are they moving their headquarters out of here? You know why?
They moved their R&D
save
headquarters
money.
back.
To save money.
They moved their R&D world headquarters back just 3 weeks ago. Why did they do that?
The list is
wasn't
a mile
to save
long.
money.
You can pick out one company.
There's no state doing more in R&D than California. That's the answer.
These companies are leaving for one reason.
These companies are starting for another reason.
They're moving to increase their profits and save money because you tax too much.
Because we created the conditions where they flourished. And then they get to a point of maturity, and they get a point of becoming multinational companies.
And they leave. Why? And they move their headquarters.
Because
why?
some find greener pastures or are looking for defensive postures as it relates to economic risk. But there's thousands. We have 47% increase in business startups this year compared to last year.
Would you not acknowledge one of the?
But acknowledge
the
seeds that are planted every single year. It's almost a point of success. We birth these folks. They move out of the house, and thousands more are birthed every single year.
So they build their companies here, and now all of a sudden they're paying that high tax bill.
They were always
so they
paying.
move their headquarters away.
No, jeez. I mean,
by the way, do you support the idea?
This is the honest way to be the fourth largest economy in the world. What are you arguing for? Mississippi's economic policy? Is that, I mean, literally, that's what you're arguing for.
Me, if I wanted
the great Sam Brownback's Kansas policy, I mean, it was a debacle. No economic growth. 71% of the GDP in America are blue counties.
I would
71% of the GDP in America are blue counties. Progressive policies.
Okay, that are paying high taxes, and
71% of the country's wealth. 7 of the top 10 dependent states.
Let's say you're right. Let's say you.
No, we're subsidizing your states, Sean, because of your policies.
I'm in New York. You're not subsidizing anything for me.
But your philosophy.
I'm getting the hell out of New York, though. Mississippi, Alabama, I'm all for it over New York or California.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I love Mississippi.
But what you say,
governor leaves me wanting.
I'm sure. Look, this is not personal.
No, none of it.
But the point is, they build their. Let's give you credit. You have entrepreneurs, Silicon Valley. By the way, San Francisco in the last 2 years lost 7.5% of the population. I'm sure you saw that article. But here's the point. I would argue these companies are leaving and they're moving their headquarters and they're moving employees and they're going through that expense because regulation, taxation, it is stymieing the incentives to build businesses here. Now, I would argue to you that if you lowered taxes and lowered your regulation standards, that California would be a net migration state. But I know you're not going to agree with that.
I'm passionate about regulatory reform. I've got 11 regulatory bills on permitting and procurement. I've never taken a backseat to anyone. I've reformed our CEQA bills. I've done it as it relates to vegetation, forest management, related forest fires. Again, I'm not an ideologue on any of this. I've not argued for increased tax rate for the top 1%. It's been around a decade. And look at the receipts.
You're not talking about lowering it.
Look at the receipts over the last decade in economic growth. We've outperformed most Western democracies. The state has grown, just like our American economy has grown by $4.4 trillion since Biden's been in office. Our global GDP continues to be dominant.
All of these
this country's doing remarkably better than I think a lot of your viewers believe.
Under no circumstances would you consider running for the Democratic nomination?
No.
None.
None. Not after this conversation.
No. What is this conversation? This is the worst interview you've had. That's a pretty. Listen, I want your passion. I'm just telling you, Joe Biden could not do what you're doing. And by the way, that ought to tell you something. And you know what? I know deep.
I couldn't do what he's done.
I know deep down.
I know in the last 2.5 years of results.
I know deep down inside, you know it's true, but you're a party guy. You're sticking up for your guy. And you know he's a cognitive
I love
mess.
my president.
I don't dislike him. I just want him out of office.
And of decency and character.
I want somebody that can stand up to China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea.
He's doing, I think, a master. We've united NATO in ways it's never been united. Russia's never been weaker.
How would you have handled the Chinese spy balloon? What would you have done?
Oh, come on. You know what?
What would you have done?
I don't have the details of knowledge of the nuances.
Based on what you know, I would have taken that sucker out of the air before it even hit Florida airspace.
May have put a lot of people's lives at risk when they originally talked about it, and there was a reason they delayed those first attempts to do that. I think his containment policy has been thoughtful as it relates to China.
Based on him taking out one of our drones? What would you do to Putin?
Acknowledge President Biden's policies are not completely dissimilar as it relates to China to what Trump was promoting as it relates to transfer of sensitive technology.
You know what? Ukraine wasn't invaded under Trump. China wasn't saber-rattling.
Russia's never been weaker.
They're confronting
our alliance has never been stronger. G7's never been stronger.
They're confronting our Navy in the South China Sea and the Pacific. They're confronting our fighter jets in international airwaves. They're spying over our country. Drones are being taken out by Russia.
They're flexing.
And you know what Joe did?
Flexing around
you know
the
what
globe.
The consequences were? Nothing. Would you allow nothing to be a consequence for China and Russia if they did that?
I think his policies against China have been very impressive in terms of
in what way?
In the context of building, ironically, on some of Trump's policies without all the bluster as it relates to tech transfer, as it relates to building alliances in the Pacific, as it relates to
building alliances. Their defense secretary rejected our outreach to meet with his counterpart.
You know, these are situational challenges that we've had historically around the globe as it relates to our
Navy
adversaries.
Confronting our Navy.
Can we talk about 200 and these guys have less than $300 billion to spend every year on the military. America's at $887
They've been building up their military for a decade.
How many military bases around the world does China have, Sean?
The exact number I wouldn't know.
Djibouti,
we don't know.
One.
Okay.
We have 750. I'm worried about what's happening in Cuba.
Okay. China's now extended their sphere of influence in Africa, in Latin America.
They have one treaty arrangement, and that's in North Korea. We have 50 around the globe. I mean, it's apples and oranges. We spend 10 times more than the next 10 countries on military spend every year. Our alliances have never been stronger in places like Australia, which is the new
missile
Germany
threats.
Relates to
what about
all these are concerns?
If you were president and China
well.
wants to fulfill their territorial ambition and take Taiwan, what would you do?
I'm not going to get into that.
Why?
That's a more nuanced and complicated thing. That's for a presidential aspirant to answer. We have a policy. It's well articulated. I stand by the current American policy.
I think you're going to be convinced to be one, but that's my theory.
We can talk Ukraine next time.
And coming up, more of my interview with Governor Gavin Newsom. Up next, we debate the issue of his gun control push and much more. Straight ahead. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.